There comes a moment in every person's life when silence grows too loud, when doubt becomes a second skin, and when the voice within you is no longer a whisper, but a scream, not of fear, but of potential. That scream is not asking if you're ready, it's daring you to answer, right here, right now. History has shown us that words can start wars, build nations, lift souls, and shake empires. But the greatest power of all lies in the words that awaken something inside us, that ignite action, that reignite faith, and that drive us to rise when everything says we should stay down. These are the kinds of words we call motivational speeches, not just pep talks, but thunderclaps of human resolve. Words that have lived across centuries, some spoken in chambers of power, others whispered on battlefields, some broadcast to millions, and others muttered through trembling lips in the dark hours before dawn. Let's start with the one truth all champions understand. The most dangerous person in the room is the one who refuses to quit. Life will punch, life will push, life will pin you down and laugh. But champions, they rise, they spit blood, wipe their tears, and stare life in the face with one message: you picked the wrong one. If you've ever felt like you're not enough, like the mountain is too high, the odds too stacked, the critics too loud, let me remind you, every legend you admire stood where you stand now, broken, alone, afraid. But they didn't stay there. They spoke to the fear. They stepped forward, even when their knees shook, because greatness is never born in comfort. It is carved out of discomfort, rejection, and the decision to get up one more time. Think of Muhammad Ali when he said, "Don't count the days, make the days count." Or Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., whose dream wasn't just words, it was a revolution in syllables. Or Steve Jobs, who once said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." None of them were superheroes. They were people just like you, with doubt, with pain, with struggle, but they made a choice to move anyway. And that's your power too. You may be tired, but you are not done. You may be delayed, but you are not denied. You may have fallen, but you are not finished. Every scar is proof that you survived something meant to destroy you. Wear it proudly. Let it remind you of your strength, not your suffering. Purpose is not a luxury, it is fuel. It is the invisible engine that pulls a soul from despair and slams it forward into destiny. And yet, most people drift through life waiting for something to happen instead of realizing that they are what is meant to happen. You see, the difference between living and existing is purpose. When Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, his body was behind bars, but his purpose roamed free. It sharpened in silence, it grew in darkness. And when the gates opened, purpose walked out with him and the world changed. When Helen Keller, both blind and deaf, said, "The only thing worse than being blind is having sight, but no vision," she reminded us that purpose is not about what you lack. It's about what you decide to become, despite what you lack. A person with purpose does not beg for opportunities, they build them. They don't ask, "What if I fail?" They ask, "What if I never try?" If you are lost right now, if you feel stuck, behind, forgotten, it's not too late to begin again. Purpose doesn't retire. Purpose doesn't care how many detours you've taken. It only wants one thing, for you to show up. What do you love that makes time disappear? What injustice breaks your heart so much you can't stay silent? What dream scares you, excites you, and haunts you at 2 a.m. when the world sleeps? That's where your purpose lives. Don't chase comfort. Chase calling. Comfort will keep you warm, but calling will set you on fire. Let today be the funeral for your excuses. Let today be the resurrection of your fight. Every single day, people without your talent are winning because they're willing, because they get up, because they speak up, because they don't stop. You don't need to be fearless, you just need to be courageous for 5 more minutes than your fear, because purpose is never about perfection. It's about persistence. Pain is not your punishment, it is your preparation. It teaches, it chisels, it reveals. You were not born to break. You were born to bend and bounce back stronger. When Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times to invent the light bulb, he said, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps." That's what pain taught him, not how to quit, but how to keep refining. The same fire that melts wax hardens steel. You are steel. You are not what happened to you. You are what you do with what happened. I know heartbreak. I know disappointment. I know what it feels like to pour your heart into something and watch it fail. I know how it feels to question your worth because others couldn't see it. But let me tell you this, you are not here by accident. You are not breathing by mistake. If you woke up today, it's because your story isn't finished. Every no you've heard, every door slammed in your face, every person who walked away was simply a comma, not a period. Everyone you admire, everyone you call a success, fought battles you'll never see. They smiled in public, but they bled in private. They celebrated on stage, but cried backstage. Because behind every strong person is a story that nearly broke them. Do not be fooled by the highlight reels. Behind every breakthrough is a breakdown. Behind every post that says, "I made it," is 1,000 moments of "I almost gave up." You think you're the only one who doubts themselves. You think you're the only one who feels behind. You're not. You're just the only one brave enough to admit it. The strongest people are not those who show strength in front of the world, but those who fight through silent wars when no one is watching. And if you're fighting right now, if you're struggling quietly, know this: that battle is building you. That pain is shaping you. That silence is strengthening you. No one sees the roots, but they hold the tree. And you're growing roots so deep, the storm won't move you next time. There will always be a reason to quit. There will always be an easier path, a softer pillow, a more tempting exit. But champions don't choose easy. They choose purpose. They choose legacy. They choose fight. The turning point is not a moment of magic, it's a decision. It's that 1 second when you whisper, "I won't let this be the end." That's when the story changes. You don't have to feel strong to be strong. You don't have to see the whole path to take the first step. You just have to decide, "This time, I rise." And once you do, your posture changes, your presence shifts. The world starts to take notice. Because you're not walking like you're hoping to win, you're walking like you already did. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfect. Don't wait for the fear to go away. Go afraid. Go unsure. Go anyway. Because you were not built for quitting. You were built for greatness. Let the world call you crazy. Let the odds be against you. Let the critics talk. You just keep moving. Because every giant was once a dreamer who refused to shrink. One voice can spark a revolution. One step can shift the course. One decision can birth a new future. Never underestimate the power of one you. When Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, she didn't know she was going to shake history. When Malala raised her voice for education, she didn't know she'd inspire millions. When you rise today, you may not know who you'll affect, but someone is watching. Someone is waiting. Someone will rise because you did. It doesn't matter how small the start is, the ripple becomes a wave, and the world is waiting on your wave. You don't need an audience, you just need authenticity. You don't need applause, you just need action. You don't need all the answers, you just need enough courage to begin. So, begin right here, right now. Not because you're not afraid, but because something greater than fear is calling your name. And yes, you are ready. Don't forget to share this video with someone. Give it a like, drop your comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more videos like this.